Yo, what is good everybody? It's your boy Tej, and today I'm gonna be showing y'all how to make a beat for Roddy Ricch and Gunna, kind of similar to the style of Wheezy. This beat is inspired by a couple of the songs off of Roddy Ricch's new album, Live Life Fast, more specifically Hibachi and 25 Million. It's gonna be that dark nylon Spanish guitar type of melody with some hard hitting drums, kind of similar to what Wheezy would put on them. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy these videos, be sure to hit subscribe. And right now I have a sale on my drum kit. It is 50% off until January 2nd. I'll leave a link to that in the description, and use code HOLIDAY at checkout to get half off. As always, I'll have the finished beat played at the end of the video, so be sure to stick around for that. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's just hop right into the beat. Before I start breaking down anything, I'm going to show y'all a quick preview of the sample. The tempo I chose for this melody was 173. This is pretty fast for a beat like this, but I kind of wanted to go for the same vibe that Hibachi had. On that track, Wheezy used a faster tempo, so I just stuck with 173 beats per minute. And this sample only has two components to it. It's just a guitar and a flute sound. So hopping into the guitar, I got this Posey guitar preset from this unfinished Omnisphere Colossus patch. And once I had that preset, I went into the piano roll and I drew in this melody here. So for the bass melody right here, all it's really utilizing is just the F sharp minor triad chords. So C is just F sharp, A, and C sharp. So this just plays a slow strum up. And then I just used more notes in the F sharp minor scale. Honestly, I just used whatever sounded good to me and just put in these other notes to kind of lead it into the rest of the pattern. And that by itself sounds like this. And those first two measures are repeated for the full 8-bar pattern. So overall, it's just a pretty repetitive bass melody pattern. And up top is where I kind of added a little more variation to it. So what I wanted to do is, again, just take that 1/3 beat snap setting and just kind of go in and pencil in some notes that fit with the lower octave. For this, I didn't really use much of the scale. I just kind of used my ear and figured out which notes sounded good. So those high notes paired with the bass melody that we already have sounds like this. And notice I also changed the velocity a little bit with some of these notes, and that just depended with how I wanted it to flow with some of the bass melody notes. And for the counter melody, all I did was construct the first 4 measures and copy it over for the remainder of the pattern. So then I routed that to a mixer track and I put some RC20 on it. I got the magnitude transition 1 preset. I just turned the EQ range off, and I believe I just adjusted the space a little bit. And then I put this bandpass EQ on it. For my second melody, I got this flute preset from a Contact Factory bank, and I've penciled in this melody here. Again, it just kind of follows those same notes in the F sharp minor triad, and I changed the octaves of them and added rolls in between them just so that they would transition better between the different parts of the melody. And again, for these rolls, I use the same 1/3 beat snap setting. After I'd put in both those melodies, I just went into the mixer and I highlighted these 2 dots right here and then hit Alt-R on my keyboard and then just rendered them out for the pattern. And once I had those, I arranged the loop real quick and I opened it up into a new arrangement. So how you do that is you go up here next to playlist, you click on the arrangements and then click add one, and then you can create a new arrangement from there. And in this new arrangement, I added the drums and completed the rest of the beat. All the drum sounds that I used in this video are in my Horizon drum kit. Hopping into the first drum sound, I just grabbed this clap and I put in this pattern right here. It's a pretty standard clap pattern. The only variations I made to it is I added this sort of like accent clap in the 8th measure here. And then in the 4th measure, I just put in this lead-in roll, which all you do is you just go to the 1/4 step snap setting. You just use the paintbrush and then you can brush in the notes here. And then you can adjust the velocity so that it rises in. Next, I added this hi-hat pattern, and I didn't want to make it too complicated because I had a higher tempo. I didn't want to add anything too crazy to it. I just added a couple rolls, like there's only those 2 right there, and maybe a couple smaller ones here and there, and then this last one closing out the 4th and the 8th measures. For those last rolls, I kind of staggered the velocities, as you can see here. Here in the velocity menu, I went and I changed the note pan on it so that it pans from the left side to the right. And that's something you can add that's not anything too complicated, that makes your hi-hat sound a little more interesting. And to get that signature wheezy bounce for your drums, I recommend for the hi-hats that are not in your rolls or accent notes, just part of like the normal 2-step, you adjust some of the velocities on those. It makes your hi-hat sound a little less repetitive and robotic. Then I put that into a mixer track and I put some effect tricks on it. I just added these effects here in the 1/8 tempo setting. Next, I added a perc and a snare. So first thing I did is I added this perc on the end of the 2nd beat of the 3rd and the 7th measures. And I put in the snare pattern right here. I just put the snare on the downbeat and just added in a few rolls using the 1/2 step snap setting. And after I had all those, I added my 3 open-at sounds. So the first one being this one. And this one was kind of meant to accent the 808 and just add a little more extra bounce to the track. And then next I added this Southside hi-hat. And just put that on the 2nd beat of the 2nd and the 6th measures. And sort of counter that one, I added this kind of different sounding hi-hat. And then finally, to round out the track, I added my 808 pattern. And this is using kind of like a more short stubbier, like a Wheezy or Zay 808. Overall, I kept it pretty simple because I had a lot of other complexity in my drums. I didn't want the beat to be too complicated to where it was unusable. The only thing that I really added that was a roll was this at the end here, and that's using the 1/2 step snap setting. And I made a second version of that 808 pattern that's slightly different, just because I didn't want that one pattern to sound too repetitive. So that's all I got. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope you're able to take something away from it. Like I mentioned earlier, there will be a sale on my drum kit, which includes all the drum sounds I used in this video. Link will be in the description. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to hit subscribe. Leave any recommendations or feedback you might have in the comments below. And that'll be it for me. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Why don't you run with it?